Hey YouTube, Robert here from Hitch to Horsepower, and today I'm going to do the full introduction of my new, to me, truck. It's a 2009 Chevy Silverado 3500. I just picked it up beginning of August out in Montana. Had 46,000 miles on it, and then I took a kind of a weird way home. I planned originally just to drive there, or fly there and drive right back, like 1,900 miles, and 2-3 day trip, and stop and see Mount Rushmore, Devil's Tower, Sturgis, stuff like that. But instead I headed to Nevada via Salt Lake City to get the trail that you've already seen, and ended up being gone for a week and a half and 4,200 miles on the trip. But anyway, I wanted to show you a full tour of the truck, so let's check it out. It's a nice maroon color. The 17-inch wheels definitely don't pop like the 19.5-inch on the 450. It is the LMM engine, which is pretty much the same engine as the LBZ in the 06 and 07, the later 06 and early 07 engines. The only difference between this and the LMM and the LBZ is this has a particulate filter, but it does not have the DEF, which is wonderful. Fuel tank is definitely way too small, 34 gallons, so that is going to have to be changed. It does have the BMW hidden gooseneck ball. It's got a bed step. Bump step. Is it bump step or bed step? I forget. A little kick down step, which is pretty nice. I added the BMW flip ball. The one at the trailer dealer did not have the 3-ball setup, but I've never used a 1 7/8 before, so probably not a big deal. It is an LTC edition. I do miss my soft close. That might be something I go ahead and add. We'll see. Bedliner is in good shape. It's peeling a little bit around the ball. I'll have to touch that up. But as you can see, everything is very solid. You can get underneath here. Yeah, it's dirty and it's got some surface rust, but for a 12-year-old truck, that's pretty darn clean. The worst part of it is the trailer hitch. It has the mud flaps. The wet wheel wells are, got some mud on them, but not too bad. That exhaust is going to go. I'm going to do an exhaust, an intake, and a tune. It does have, of course, it's got the slide-out mirrors. It has these pad things on door impact bars on it, and this side is okay. Pulling up here a little bit, but I'll show you on the other side in a minute, and I want to get everyone's opinion. It's got a pretty good front end on it. I did have a clear bra put on at the dealer, and it's got a few chips and scratches here and there. I need to actually polish this, get the bugs off from the cross-country trip, but it's a pretty nice looking truck. I love this color. I'm not the biggest fan of red in general, but this one does look nice. But as you can see on this side, it's peeling up pretty bad. So let me know in the comments whether you think I should re-glue it, or should I just pull the things off and buff the doors and see how it goes. Again, it's independent front on these Chevys, but as you can see, there's just almost no rust under here. It's all just surface. Goes in for Maryland State inspection tomorrow, so I can get my actual tags on it. Oh, there's a grasshopper. I don't know if you can see that. It's stuck to my radiator. And let me show you the inside and the engine bay. As you can see, it has the very light colored interior. Is a sunroof equipped truck, not the big panoramic sunroof that I had on the 450, and I will be doing a video on what I see as giving up on the 450 versus going to this truck coming out next week. It does have the we'll say that, GM wood grain everywhere on the interior, plastic stuff. I do have a new radio, a new head unit, a Pioneer doubled in, coming today with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all that good stuff. There was actually a Bob Seger CD in the truck when I got it. It has, shut this door to shut up the beeping. See? And Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, greatest hits. That was a nice find when I got in the truck. It says change fuel filter because I need to do that. As you can see, the only button on here that is fading, which is of course a notorious problem at GM, is the fan down button. It has 52,684 miles on it, and as far as instrumentation, we got oil pressure, fuel, tach, speedometer, voltmeter, and coolant temperature. We can flip through here, get 1 trip, which is very weird. My 06 Silverado had 2 trip odometers, but this one only has 1. Fuel remaining, fuel economy. I've been doing some towing. I'm not getting the best. I was getting, between 8 and 9.5 on the trip across country pulling the trailer. I'm hoping the intake, the exhaust, and a tune will help that. How many gallons I've used, a timer, and the trans temp there. I do have my Edge CTS3, which I will bring you a full review on that, I promise. And then just a few other little things. It's got the Allison, I will say Allison branded for all you people out there, 6-speed, which is a great transmission, I think. Only 2 cup holders in the middle, unlike the Ford with the slider. I do have my trusty French fry holder, as we discussed in an earlier video. Center console, nowhere near as big as the Ford, which is kind of a trend here. Just 1 glove box. Still have masks in it because still COVID in Maryland. We're back to mask mandates. It is the Bose system. It's a decent sounding unit. Heated front seats, no cooling. I'm going to have to replace this handle because I sliced my finger on this peeling plastic the other day. Garage door openers. There we go. But not a bad front interior. And no, it is not as comfortable as the 450, but it is not a bad truck. Let's take a look in the back. Again, it is an extremely clean truck back here. I don't think anyone might have ever sat back here. You got 2 cup holders in the center, 2 more cup holders here, rear radio controls, and I believe they will still work with the aftermarket radio, but we'll see. Definitely not a ton of rear seat room, but plenty. If it wasn't for me coming from the new trucks, I probably wouldn't notice how small it is. They did go away. The GMT 600 series, the seats, this folded forward and this folded down, and you had a completely flat, big, huge space. But now all the trucks, they fold up. So, enough room back here. It's just not quite as good for sleeping as the 600s. But that's it for in here. Let's take a look under the engine bay. As I'm popping the engine release down here, I did want to show you it does have a built-in brake controller. That was something my 06 did not have, but that's nice to have. And two memory settings for the driver's seat, and power mirrors. Still, I hope my next truck, which again we'll talk whether I'm going to go with a 22, a 23, keep driving this. Probably not. I'll get a 450 again. I love that truck. But I wish somebody besides FCA would come out with the spot mirrors being power, but not as of yet. So let's pop this open and see the 6.6 liter Duramax LMM, 365 horsepower and 660 foot-pounds of torque. Good numbers. Nothing obviously like the new trucks, but plenty good. So I'm going to do an intake. Any advice on that, leave it down in the comments. I'm kind of leaning towards the Banks with the dry filter, and then adding, they have a little snorkel that goes down and drops under there and sucks air in. That's what I'm leaning to, but I am definitely open to suggestions. And then I'll do an exhaust. I will, for right now, I'm going to keep running the EGR. I just don't want to spend the money. But I think I'm going to pull this apart and clean everything. Yes, only 50-some thousand miles, but my poorish fuel economy, I think, might be tied to this. Plus, I think the guy who had it before did a lot of city driving. Obviously didn't do a ton of driving to only put 46,000 miles on it in 12 years. You know, as in all diesels, we have 2 batteries. Good size master cylinder and reservoir for the brakes. But everything very clean. It's a nice truck. I am going to pull all this apart sometime in the next couple weeks and just blast the cooling stacks. You can see the dirt here. The guy did live on a dirt road. I never had any overheating issues coming across country, but I did get up to about 230 on coolant at times. It would drop down very quickly, but I'm thinking let's just clean everything here, and that will help. It's definitely not going to hurt, and it's, you know, it's a couple hours work at the most to just pull everything out and just clean all the cooling stacks up. Any other modifications you guys can think of, please let me know. And I'm gonna go show you something that I was sort of surprised to see in the truck when I got it, the window sticker. Let's go check that out. So it's a little curvy, so don't mind my hands kind of holding it together. But 2009 Silverado 3500 4-wheel drive, crew cab, LTZ, and safe standard Vortec V6, blah blah blah, stuff we don't need to worry about. 7-inch wheels, tires, has the front tow hooks, the dual mirrors, all the basic stuff. Let's get up to, so the option packages in the standard price is $43,270. The LTZ, so it does say it had the easy lift tailgate, and it has the locking tailgate. It says it has the easy lift. I don't know if that broke and they took it off at some point, but it's not here, folks. Anyway, that's like $40 on the aftermarket. So yeah, $7,200 for the Duramax. Another $1,200 for the Allison, which I don't know why they just don't make that one thing, because I don't believe in 09 you could get a manual, so it was Duramax and Allison, that's what you're gonna pay. $1,000 for the sunroof, $300 for the 6-disc radio. Again, 2-way advanced remote, dealer installed option with remote start. Mine has remote start, but I think it's their basic remote start system. Whatever, I don't really care. The camper mirrors at $240. High idle switch. It does have the skid plates, which is nice. Tires, and they've been replaced. They actually replaced the tires just before I got the truck, which I was happy in. Radiator cover, which I'm not sure if I have or not. Fifth wheel and trailer wiring. It's got the wiring right there. The 11,400 pound GVW rating. The 373 rear. And a full-size spare for $10,801 in options. And so $54.71, add $975 for destination, and it was $55,046 in 2009. Well, here's the even crazier news, is with the crazy, let's say crazy vehicle market, especially for diesel trucks, well, pretty much for everything, I did pay $46,000 for this truck. So within 10,000 bucks of what it was new. Granted, money is definitely not worth what it was in 2009, and I was looking, originally I was thinking of maybe spending around 30, but I started looking, I really wanted an 06 through 2010 Duramax. That was kind of what I was limiting my search for. I think back then, you know, Ford had the 6.0, which I've had. I don't want to do that again, plus it was only running a 5-speed. Ram, we know what their transmissions are, and I just really didn't feel like going with a manual, even though I love manual transmissions. Not in this. So I limited this. I didn't want one of the early DEF systems. I don't want one of the new DEF systems, but it's kind of how we have, or where we at. But so I went with this truck. I wanted a 10 because I wanted cooled seats, but that couldn't find one. But even high mileage ones of these East Coast rusty trucks are $35,000 to $40,000. I looked at one, it was 30, but it had 170,000 miles, and I could see holes in the frame. So I did find a few other trucks that were very similar to this, mileage wise, but they were not they weren't rusty, but they weren't great. So I found this one. I paid a couple grand more than I was planning. I didn't get a bumper-to-bumper warranty. I got a 2-year, 36,000 mile drivetrain warranty. That was like $1,000, it was $995 versus $5,000 for the 2-year 36 bumper-to-bumper. I can buy a lot of parts and put them on for $4 grand, but I wanted some protection just because, you know, you buy a truck that is this old, even with low mileage, you just never know. So far, it has been absolutely wonderful. I've put 7,000, 6,000 miles on the thing, and nothing. I'm about to do its first oil change, and I got a fuel filter, doing some AMS oil, some flush out, and a hot shot oil treatment, and we'll see how it goes. I will bring you a driving video with my thoughts on what I gave up and what I didn't give up to go to a 3-generation old truck on my upcoming video. I'm gonna go meet up with Justin from JB Reviews in the next couple days, and we'll be bringing you some more content together. But anyway, thank you. Like, subscribe, I guess hit the bell, or just go watch the videos. Please subscribe though, that would really be nice. We're getting close to 450, so let's keep it going. Thank you everyone for watching, and have a great day. Bye.